Did you know leadership doesn't fail loudly and it doesn't collapse overnight? What happens is it drifts, one small decision at a time, one meaning at a time, and one moment of, I'll handle it. I'll just handle it this time. Whew. And most leaders never realize it's happening because the behavior that causes drift is the same behavior that got them promoted. Now, think about this. Before your promotion, you solved problems. That's why people trusted you. And when something stalls now, you step in just like you did before. And when clarity is missing, you create it. When momentum slows, you push it forward. And at first, this looks like leadership and the work moves and your results seem to improve in the executives. They notice, but quietly, something changes. And instead of designing how work flows, you become the one that work flows through. And leadership becomes execution, not because you choose it, because the system learned to rely on you. The system wasn't redesigned for today's high velocity environments. So this is what happens, right? Your calendar fills with operational meetings, your strategic thinking time, man, that totally disappears. And yet you're still responsible for strategy, for driving the unit, but you're buried in delivery and you don't feel ineffective, you feel necessary. And necessity is seductive because it's being needed, and that need feels like being valuable until it isn't. So here's a truth bomb for you, right? Competence creates gravity. And the more capable you are, the more the organization pulls toward you, right? Decisions begin to escalate and exceptions land on your desk. And those problems orbit your availability. And not because people on your team are lazy, but because the system it defaults towards certainty, and you feel certain. That gravitational pull, man, it slowly reshapes your role without your consent. Another point. This is another truth number two, if you will. Authority requires space, and execution consumes it. And when you spend your day solving problems, wow, you lose time to define direction, to lead direction. And when you attend every meeting, you begin to lose that altitude, right? It's when you answer every question, you begin to prevent ownership from forming. And execution doesn't just take time, it takes authority, because authority is exercised upstream before the work begins. And operators work inside the flow. Leaders, well, they design the flow. And when those merge, the leadership begins to shrink. You go from being a leader back to being an operator. I think I'm on secret number three or truth number three. It's how the operator is rewarded for their behavior before. Um, and it's this. And this is why the drift kind of accelerates that, going from leadership to an operator. Operator behavior is rewarded immediately. Those problems, when you're working on them, they disappear, deadlines are met, and the momentum returned. But over time, when you're acting as the operator, the cost compounds and teams stop deciding, and escalation of issues increases, and you become the bottleneck. What once made you indispensable now eventually makes you trapped. And not because you failed in any way, but because success has masked that drift. Your operating system, your structural system was not redesigned with your leadership elevation. And if left uncorrected, this creates a real familiar pattern. You become busy, but not leading. You're accountable, but not influential. You're responsible, but you're not being strategic, and you carry more weight while shaping less direction. And that leadership turns to maintenance. And your presence at work and at home, it begins to fade out, not from burnout, but from misalignment. Now, this isn't about delegation. It's not a delegation technique. What it is about is redesign. At higher levels of leadership, you cannot be managed by effort. It must be re-engineered. Your structure, your system must be re-engineered. And that's exactly what the authority architecture diagnostic was designed to evaluate. It identifies where operator gravity has pulled you back into execution mode and whether your leadership system is still built to scale. And if this video, for any reason, felt uncomfortably accurate, well, check out the link in the description or DM me and I'll make sure you get the link. Now, this is a free tool, and what it'll help you decide or help you identify is whether your structural system needs to be re-engineered, because leadership doesn't fail when effort drops. It fails when structure never evolves, right? You become accountable but not influential. You become responsible but not strategic, and you carry more weight while shaping less direction. And nobody, no leader, no leader wants to be in that position. So check out the diagnostic tool, and as always, share this with somebody who can benefit. Comment and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.